it gives you a motive to want to do something that you're having to compete against other people.
The main thing about it all is having fun and making friends and just keeping it going in that respect.
It gives us more to talk about between each other because we both have similar interests because of it.
The community is very friendly. It's why I enjoy playing the game, because you can actually talk to people.
I don't know, it's just a hobby that's fun and competitive. It's just really good.
What do you do to get prepared for tournaments?
Well, it depends on the tournaments, depends how seriously I'm taking it, but I'll generally prepare by testing with my friends, testing with competitors, and generally learning the decks, learning what my opponents will be playing, and seeing what I can do to try and achieve the best results.
Suppose like go on the internet and like do some research, depending on how big the tournament is. It's like a massive tournament, like big range ones. And then I'll do some research on like what decks is often played, and then build a deck based on what I like to do well in the tournaments.
Travelling for tournaments is fun because you always get to meet new people, you meet new friends, you meet new rivals, and it's always interesting to play against different players because everyone plays differently, everyone is different, and it's always fun.
About judging, it's like some events I've been to, unfortunately some judging is quite appalling because like different judges have like different rulings for this one single card, which is quite hard sometimes. And some judges like a bit biased, like they help their locals more than they would instead of equally.
Well, ruling and judging skills for pretty much all the games I play in Sheffield where we're based, I judge / help run. So for Yu-Gi-Oh! I judge the game as well as playing, and 99% of the time my rulings are right, so I try to make it as fair as possible. I don't like to disqualify anyone or give game losses. For other games, Vanguard and Vice Wars, people come to me asking rulings or advice, and I'm happy to help point people in the right direction because those games are a lot more clearer.
Some tournaments are a bit sucky, depending on how well you do, because obviously if you're taking something seriously and you don't do as well as you anticipated, then it's obviously not the greatest feeling in the world. But then equally, if you do well in a tournament, it's just amazing, because it just feels like you've achieved something that you wanted to.
How do you feel of the atmosphere?
Better than most. Like I've listened in on other tournaments, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments and Vanguard tournaments, and Vice is just more friendly. Like unless you start messing with people's sets and their girls, and then things turn a bit. But it is definitely more friendly than I was expecting.
As for today's tournament, I think it's pretty good. Like I usually go down to Chimera, so I know the people around here, and it's a really friendly environment compared to most other tournaments or events that I've actually been to. And yeah, that's about it. It's a really fun event, and if you like card games, maybe this will be something good to get into, especially if you like anime. Yeah.
For card games, it's all about money. There's a lot of money to spend. Depending on the game, there is a lot of money involved. For Vanguard, it's always about building the deck and then for people like me trying to upgrade it to the highest rarities, which costs quite a bit of money. For Vice Wars, it's all about the sets, it's all about getting play sets as well as building fun decks which you A, like to play, and B, for me, can be competitive. So there's definitely a lot of money involved in most of the games. I worked out how much my bag was worth at one point. It was about 1.8k, well, yeah, okay, so about £1,800. And I slightly cried inside when I worked that out.
for building a deck, I would say I wouldn't spend more than 250 really, because any more than that seems a bit over the top. Collection-wise, I suppose there isn't quite a limit for the collection because you spend like little by little to complete the collections.
I'd probably go back to the Yu-Gi-Oh days. I generally don't try to spend too much. I try to get good deals here and there, help, you know, friends helping me out and such like that. But there's been times where cards have been worth easily more than £80 to £100. I'd probably say the most I've spent to get one card would be buying a person's collection for £250, which was just to mainly get one card, which was worth £120.
On a single card I most spent on, I would say probably 40 quid, £40, and on the deck, well, I'm not too. It's hard to say in that one because I tend to like buy boxes and then from that build a deck. But normally I would make by selling the single stuff, I should be able to get the stuff I want for free.
So with all the card games, there is a price difference between the communities. Here in the UK, things are generally oversaturated and overpriced, which in a way follows to America as well, but it is generally cheaper to buy cards from even just Europe, because the cards generally work out cheaper even with import taxes and customs where needed, and sometimes it even works better to actually buy the cards from like Asia or China.
You just asked about what it takes to put on an event like this. It's kind of hard to answer that. I mean, basically, it just takes a lot of hard work. You've got to have a lot of faith that people actually do want to show up and, you know, attend. And you have to have a lot of faith that they're going to have fun, which they seem to be having. That's good. Your other question was about what it brings to the community, whether or not it makes it any better. To be honest, I don't think it brings anything to the community. I say that, but that's sort of not true. In an ideal world, the community should be able to make its own games, it should be able to get together, it should be able to have fun, but egos get in the way, groups of people get in the way. You do need somebody somewhere to suddenly just go, I'm running this event, no matter what group, clique, friend, you know, where you're from, what you speak, whatever. I'm running this event, come join us, have fun. That sort of is needed, and hopefully that's what we put on. But to be honest, that should happen at your local store. That should happen at your local, you know, house, at your school, at wherever. You should be able to do that. But yeah, reality breaks in. It's probably not. But hopefully those groups will still be there, get bigger and bigger, because they met people somewhere else, like here, and then keep going, and they have fun, because that's what it's all about.
With Chelsea, how did that feel that it's either affected you with you both been playing card games, depending good way or bad way?
Well, it gives us more to talk about between each other because we both have similar interests because of it. If we didn't, it'd not be as fun, it's something we do together. It's like couples go out for meals and all that bollocks, but we come play card games together and we enjoy it. If anything, not really, it just makes them happy. It makes her happier if I buy her stuff, so in a sense it's better for us rather than it wouldn't be.
How would you feel like card gaming has affected relationships for you?
Can I say no comment to that one? It was a bit bad at first because I was a bit of a git with it, but compromises as you do. It's alright now.
How do you think your relationship would be like if the other person wasn't into?
It'd be very boring. There wouldn't be as much to talk about, we wouldn't have an interest to play with each other. It just wouldn't be as good. I'd be as miserable as Max. So, I think I'm fine.
My fiance is going to say different.
Like I go to like every single regionals that comes up. Like this is close to home for me, so it's not too far, and I just come here to qualify. Even though I have qualified, but I come here to see friends, help other people qualify, and such and such.
I enjoy the game, but I generally play to friends, time away from work. Just don't know why I enjoy doing it.
Well, I've been interested ever since I was a kid, and I was just, you're terrible when you first start the game, and you're just awful. And then I've met a couple of people along the way to like help you get better at the game, and they tell you about all these things that you can win. About like you can go to win trips to European Championships and stuff like that. It was amazing. So I thought I'll give it a try. Try and be like the best you can be. And yeah, that's the reason why it attracts me, because you can win so much stuff and go to so many places. It's unreal. Every year I've like gone to 2 holidays because of this game, so it's pretty good. It's a bit weird. It's like it's not a bad community. It's a very friendly community. It just depends who you play against. It's like you can have like the most nicest person like to play it with, and he could be better than any of these people in this room. But then you get obviously some people who are just not very nice at all. It's just you don't really need that. But the community is very friendly. It's why I enjoy playing the game, because you can actually talk to people. When it comes to other games, like say if you play like an online game, everyone just rages all the time. It's just so negative. But this is just calm. It's relaxing.
In Patriot games, I think the locals in here is really good. A lot of people is really friendly and everything. But it's just like there will be some. Obviously, every single card game or type of game, there will be some people play really competitive, and I think those ones would usually like take it a bit too far, too serious, so they're a bit unfriendly. But other than that, most majority is really good people to play around and talk to.
How do you think the people interact with each other?
Well, probably if it's like by card games, it's probably just like the old-fashioned way: trades. It's like I'm constantly asking for trades. If not, they usually talk, but there is some form of barrier where they like not much of a friend of that person. They will just ignore them. But it depends what group. Some people are really easy to get on with.
Every game has a different player base in every different shop, so it's interesting to judge different player bases for each card game. Like for example, for Yu-Gi-Oh, the scene is very competitive. We have a lot of players who are serious and a lot of players that like to take it as a fun game. So it's nice to see different sides of the levels, but people can take it too seriously sometimes, which can be an issue. Aside from that, stuff like Vanguard and Vice Wars, the player bases are nice and relaxed and very friendly. Everyone's happy to joke about, everyone's happy to have a laugh. And generally in tournaments, and even outside of tournaments, we have a lot of fun together, and we generally all get on and just have a laugh.
What would you say to people who are looking into playing card games?
Now, it really depends on which card game they would like to start in. It's like, for example, I will probably ask them, well, if I know what type of card game they were trying to play into, for example, like they were trying to get into Vanguard, then I'll ask them what type of play style they would like, or give them a demo, like show them, give some few advice and tips what to do, and hopefully they can mainly enjoy the game.
I'd just say, if you're looking to playing card games, I would just say go for it. I mean, the player bases are fun. You get to meet a lot of people, especially if you do travel around and you do take it seriously by going to major tournaments. It's a lot of fun. You have a laugh. Okay, when you're first starting out, you may lose quite a lot, but don't be disheartened, because everyone has to learn, everyone has to grow. The main thing about it all is having fun and making friends and just keeping it going in that respect. It's all a great experience.